Oh, totally exciting. We're getting close to the Christmas season as the semester comes to an end, and it only means we need to have some Justin Bieber Christmas music to bring us back to 2011. But more importantly, we want to do problem set 12. So here's the questions for problem set 12. The first question says we want to look up this study. So this Tennessee Star project is a pretty cool project. It randomly assigns students into three types of classes. All right, regular plus teacher aide, and a small class. And the attempt was to look at the effect of class size on student performance. All right, so Rick Hanushek wrote a article about this, so we want to be able to find that. So I'm going to go to Google, because everything can be found in Google. All right, but I don't want to do Google, I want to do Google Scholar. Okay, so this is Google will search the interweb, and Google Scholar will look at articles and journals. So within Google Scholar, I'm going to type Tennessee Star. As you can see, I've already done that. And the very first result that I get, you might want to look down a little, is this E.A. Hanushek. And this is the article. So I click on this article. And here we have this. I click on full text PDF, which is free to me. You should thank SEU and your student fees for that. That's a pretty cool thing. And now here is the article. All right, so here's the title. Here's who he is. Here's a summary, or what we call the abstract of the article, and then the article itself. All right, so now we have that article. What we want to be able to do, though, is, according to this question here, if we pull it up, is can we include the citation in APA format? So here's the cool thing with Google Scholar. So if I go here to Cite, the first thing I can look at is I can look to see how many different articles have cited this article. So that's when I look at the cited by. This article has been cited 386 times, which is pretty cool. I can look at those. I can click and find related articles. I can look at different versions of the same article, but I want to go to Cite, and it has the different formats. So I'm going to click on APA, Control Copy, go back to here, and I'm going to paste that right there. So now I have that citation. So we want to look within the paper to recreate column 4. So let's go ahead and back at the paper. Free to me, or rather, thanks to you, it's free to me. I appreciate that. And now we're going to scroll down until we find table 4. And so we know it's table 4 because it actually says the words table 4. So what table 4 is going to have is it's going to have the total number of students. It's going to count the number of students that don't have a reading test, the number of students that that have a score, or rather, they don't have a reading score or a math score. It's going to break it down then by small class and by regular class. So we want to create these numbers, or at least get as close as possible to those numbers. So I'm going to come to my data. So here's my Tennessee Star data. All right. First thing first, I want to sort the data by classroom type. So I can come data, sort, class type, A to Z. Awesome. My data is now sorted. So it has my regular plus aide all the way down to small class. So there's 6,326 observations. Okay, so now that I have that, what I want to do is look at his table. Let's see, where's that? It's over here. All right, I want to count the number of students. So how many students do I have in my data set? Well, here I have 6,326, so I actually have 6,325. So let's go ahead and open up a new spreadsheet. I'm going to rename this question 2, and I'm going to create that table. So within this table, so I'm going to slide this over here, is I want to have total students. I want to have no reading, no math. Okay, and I want to have students in small, no reading score, no math, students in regular class, no reading, no math. Okay, and then I want to have n, which is the number of observations, and then have something with percentages. Okay. So the total number of students we found in our data set was, go back to sheet 1, 6,325. So 6,325, which is very close. I don't know why we don't have, or why he's missing this one data, but it's very close to that. How many don't have reading scores? Okay, so I want to come back to my original data and to look at this variable of reading. So you notice that this first observation has a blank for the reading score. So that means they don't have it. So does the 11th row. And so a lot of these rows don't have reading scores. And so we want to be able to count how many actually don't have reading scores. Okay, so to do that, we're going to come down here at the bottom. So reading is in cell 10. So I want to do equals count if, and now this column, it goes from T6326. Now if I do shift control up, it's going to just take me to where the next empty space is. So that's going to do a long time for that. So I'm just going to do this by hand. I'm going to go from T2 to the very end. I want to count if double parentheses mean that it's missing. I click enter and I get the number 536, which matches exactly what Rick Henyushek found in his. So I'm going to put in here equals, and I can even just link it right to this cell right there. Click enter. And now I want to do number with no math. Okay, so here's the math. So here I can just copy this, control copy and paste here, and I get 454. So for here, this is going to equal, and I can just link it to this one. So if this number ever changes, it's going to change it in my table automatically. Now the percentage here is just going to equal 536 divided by 6325, and I want to anchor that so that allows me to copy and paste. Now he has it in terms of percentages, so let's go ahead and go to home and change that to a percentage, and let's add a couple decimal places for it. He has one. So 8.5 and 7.2, which is we've now recreated that first part of his table right here. Okay, this part right there. Now let's see how many students are in the small class. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can come down over here and we can do equals count if. It's going to give us a count if under this whole range, if they're in a small class. Okay, just like that. I click enter and I get 1900. Okay, so then I can come back here. This is equal to 1900. Click enter. There we go. Number with no reading. Okay, so now I need to come over here. All right, now there's two ways to do this. So think of this as no score for a full sample. We'll put full. Now I'll do no score for small. Okay, well, one thing I want to think about is what is the range of the small? So small classes is going from 6326 at the bottom end, and if I hit the page up button, I can go all the way up to C when small becomes regular. And so my small range is going to be from 4427 down to 6326. My regular is going to end at 4426 and go all the way up to 2233. And that means from 0 to 2232, or rather from cell 1 to 2232, or cell 2 rather, row 2, is all for my regular plus 8. And that's going to be helpful to know going forward. All right, so I want to finish this table, so I want to make sure what's my no reading scores. So I can come back here. Oops, let's not scroll down that way. And so this no score, I'm counting that over this full range of my full sample. Now I don't want to count it for my full sample. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste that. It's wrong now because my sample I want to go for my small class should go from 4427 all the way to the end, which is 6. And now I get 161. Okay, and I can copy and paste that over. Okay, and so now therefore for this, number of reading is equal to, come over here to sheet 1, the 161, which is what he has. And with no math scores, is 138, which is what he has as well. Now I need to look at students within that range. Okay, so I come back here. So this is the range for the small class. Now I want to look at for the regular. So this is count if. Okay, so I just want to copy that and paste it. So under this range from F2 to 6326, I want to count if, not if it's equal to small, but if it is regular. And let's see, make sure we got that. Oh, it's not regular, but it's regular CLAS. So what's nice about that is it says there's 0 because it's not regular, but it's regular CLAS. Now I do that and I get 2194. But one thing to note is that's students in regular class treatment is this 2194 is regular class, but in his table he has it both regular and regular plus aid. Okay, so one thing we can do is just change this range, all right, or rather we know, so we have 2194 for that. We can do copy paste, so regular plus aid. Okay, so we can make this regular, I think it's plus AI. Nope, let's see what it's called. Regular space plus space AI, okay. There's 2230, so this is equal to the sum equals this plus that. And we get 4424, which is what he has. Okay, so now for students regular, 4424 is what he has. Now we have to do the count. So we go back to sheet 1. Okay, and now we want to do the count, and we can do the count for that full range. Okay, and so this range is going to go from T2 all the way to T4426, which is both regular and regular plus aid. I get 375. I copy paste that over, and 316, which is the exact numbers he gets. All right, and now I want to have this equal 161 divided by 1900, anchor 1900, copy paste, equals 375 divided by 424, anchor 424, copy paste, and now I'm going to change all of these to percentages with 1 decimal place. And I've now recreated table 4. Okay, so I want to include this, and so I'm going to copy this, go back to my Word document, and I'm just going to paste it normal right there, and there is my table. You can scoot it over a little. I've recreated table 4. So I've done question 1 and 2 for that problem.